Invading the internet, covering Web 2.0, coast to coast, worldwide, and everywhere in between. This is where you put the social in social media. We are Social Blade.
We are still Social Blade. Even today, this beautiful third day of Christmas month, the third day of December 2009. And this is a very special show because we have 2 full weeks of catching up to do. We didn't do a show last week because we were all eating turkey, except for Erin because she's Canadian. But otherwise, everybody else, I believe, ate turkey. Pat, how was your week? How was your 2 weeks? Did you eat turkey?
I ate turkey. I ate turkey in Florida, as a matter of fact. Went to the Nationals for the Youth Football Championships and went down there with the Prince Frederick Eagles. Coach Joe Sanford and his staff, which included myself, went down there, and we ended up finishing 4th out of 12 teams in our age group. And I was very proud of the job that the kids did, and we had a good time doing it.
That's excellent. I'm happy. I'm happy for football.
Oh, thank you.
Football on Thanksgiving is great. Urgo, did your turkey turn out as turkeyful as it possibly could have been?
Yeah, it did. It was actually my first Thanksgiving down here in North Carolina, so I went over and had it at a friend's place, and that was actually the only time, though, I had off in the past 2 weeks. I've been just slaving away at work. Hopefully no one from work's watching right now, because I probably should be working still. So
That wasn't interesting, but we'll call your work and make sure they know to watch. Erin, while we were having frolicking and going to sleep to tryptophan, what were you doing this last couple of weeks? I'm sorry, I meant Victor.
All right. Well, thanks for asking, JD. I was, catching up with some family and kind of traveling about. And, Thanksgiving's always an interesting time of year. It's, weather gets a little colder, staying inside a bit more. And so I definitely did my fair share of work as well. But all in all, it was a good holiday, Can't complain.
Excellent. And Erin is she has a wood-burning stove up there in Canada in December. It is currently negative 47 degrees. So she's going to be seen but not heard for most of the show. So we'll unmute her when we're ready to hear what she has to say. Otherwise,
here.
I know, I was teasing.
I'm here.
It's not fun to tease when you can actually respond. You mute yourself again, and then we'll call on you. No, that's just.
I was told to be quiet, but I just want to say it was interesting being a Canadian and on Twitter and Facebook, and even though you are Canadian, everybody assumes that you're not and that you're celebrating Thanksgiving. So I kind of felt like I had a second Thanksgiving last week. It was semi-interesting. But no, other than that, it was really boring because the web seemed to die off. Well, everybody seemed to have their days off except for Jason. But besides that, it was interesting.
That is interesting. That's good stuff. This week in social media was interesting. It was jam-packed with loads of stuff, including something coming out from the world of YouTube. Apparently, YouTube, Google wants you to pay to watch TV on YouTube.
yeah, they've actually been offering a whole bunch of free TV shows over the past several months now. But one thing that they're trying to do is add in a service similar but different that Amazon and iTunes has, where you'll be able to buy for $1.99 the latest episodes of every show you watch. They'll be released the day that the show airs. However, the big thing that they're doing differently than Amazon and iTunes do is that it's just going to be streaming. You're not going to actually be able to save a copy of it and watch it later. It's going to be $1.99 every single time you want to watch it. So, as I always say, anything that can make YouTube money, I'm for it. So they'll keep the site running for everyone else for free. They have horrible bandwidth costs. So, I don't think I'm personally going to be using it at all. I just myself got a big TV that's supposed to be arriving tomorrow, and if I try to stream something from YouTube, I just don't think it's going to look very good on it.
Was it me, or did he just Did he just drop in
Right.
some? Did he just drop in some braggadocio there with got a big screen? It's like a 72-inch. You're gonna put one in each room with my new job.
Yeah.
That,
Blow the roof off,
Carolina.
you know.
Yeah,
It's I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be pretty sweet.
And it's coming tomorrow, FYI.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So all you ladies in the Carolinas,
Nice.
he is single. Keep that in mind.
Come on over.
Come on. Hey, open
New movie watching destination.
That's right.
Exactly.
You got big old TV to watch Twilight on. That's great.
Oh.
Hey,
Well, hold
Did
on.
not just say that.
Hey, as Kevin Smith said, wait till they turn 18. It's all good.
Yeah, but Pat, you in our social blitz that we put up, we promised that we would never talk about said subject again. Amy Vernon said, I think it was her that said that if we do, she's going to stop watching us. So great, Pat. We lost a viewer. Way to go.
Yeah. And we like Amy too, Pat. Stop.
You know what, Pat? You suck.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
It's alright. Speaking of words,
Yes.
the Global Language Monitor has publicized their study again on the various popular comments, phrases, and words that have been used in English language for 2009. The top list has 2 social media references that made the cut. So we're just going to go with number 6. At number 6, the suffix that is attached to new media is changing the way we communicate via the web is, of course, 2.0. The word driven from a popular movie that Pat decided to share with us again tonight, and we swore never to speak of again, comes in at number 5 with the word vampire. Helping aid the U.S. economy with an $800 billion package brings us to number 4 with stimulus. The proper name that has nothing to do with pigs, although it has been referred to as the swine flu. H1N1 comes in at number 3. And at number 2, the man who coined last year's number 1 most popular word, change, and also the current U.S. President, Obama, takes the number 2 spot. Finally, and I am going to drag this out, the word that takes the top spot, yet only coming in second according to Bing's 10 most search topics of 2009, the word that has changed the way we blog by condensing our form of communication into an SMS format, i.e. texting, which, as you know, only allows us to chat in 160 characters. But this social network includes the usernames and minimizes our chats into only 140 characters. The word that mimics the sound of a flock of birds in unison, much like its format, and introduced us to the farewell and strange hashtags. It is the word we know as Twitter. So if I happen to have dragged it out a little too long, here it is in 140 characters. You guys ready? Okay. Swooping in with Oxford's Dictionary Word of the Year, unfriend, Twitter flies into the number 1 spot for the most popular word of 2009! Exclamation mark. Are we impressed?
I am impressed. That was excellent. Why I don't know why I was the only one clapping, but that was excellent. This is just, to me, this is just further vindication to a blog post that will soon be going up on probably socialblade.com/show, the blog, which will be that I believe that 2009 is officially the year of Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it emerged, it quadrupled, quintupled, septupulated, and all that good stuff. And not only that, but it's caused controversy in the news as far as, is it news, is it journalism, is it citizen journalism, is it citizen news journalism, real-time search, all that great stuff. And it's really changed the way that other companies are responding. Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft, MySpace, all these sites are not only integrating with it, but also are chasing it in many ways, because the real-time aspect of it has not been defeated yet. Facebook has tried, and they may succeed. Bing has come in and done their thing to try to integrate, but for the most part, this has been the year that Twitter has made its stake, and I'm very glad that it has, because we have twitter.com/socialblade, as the only Twitter account that everybody needs to follow. Not Ashton Kutcher, not Ellen DeGeneres. Oprah doesn't even tweet, yo. Social Blade, Twitter. Just do it.
I find it interesting because, as I said, last year, change was the #1 word, and how convenient it is that this year Twitter has changed the way we've communicated. So it's interesting to see what words will continue to make our top list. I mean, Twitter, come on, that's funny.
Well, next year, I can tell you what next year's is going to be. Just to give a little sneak peek, next year, the word of the year is going to be...
Urgolies, Urgolies, Urgolies.
But more on that later. We'll come back to that.
Urgolies.
Also,
nice.
In more social media news unrelated to Twitter, Google, Digg's newest VP of product. Victor, take it away because I just totally messed up everything that I was going to say.
No, it's all good, JD, all good.
Hold on, I'm going to edit this real quick while you're talking.
On November 30th, there's a pretty high-profile acquisition on Digg's part.
I get it. Okay,
they swooped up and scooped Kevin Desai, who was a Digg or a Google exec who helped develop out products such as AdWords, TV-based ads, the ads you see on YouTube, and a lot of their other kind of products that they're selling as a business. And so this is a pretty big maneuver for a few reasons. One, this actually gives someone with legitimate credibility in the realm of not just selling ads, but innovating ways to develop systems to monetize self-content. In this case, it would be Digg's front page. And secondly, it's pretty important because, they haven't really reached for someone with the kind of pedigree that Kevin Desai has. I mean, they've swooped up some pretty good quality people in the past, but I think to date, this is probably one of the most impactful maneuvers that they've been able to make. Because as of right now, it was really up to Kevin Rose and Jay Adelson, the CEO, to kind of think of new ways to develop new methods of basically making money on Digg, who helped Google develop billion-dollar products in a extremely large tech industry that's going to be coming on board with Digg to get them serious about generating revenue. It's already said that Digg's going to be generating somewhere around $15 million this fiscal year. Well, this is the guy that's going to help them turn that into $40, $50 million down the line on a perennial basis. And so they're getting pretty serious about making some moolah, and bringing in a ex-Google exec is I think kind of the perfect remedy to their situation. But yeah, it was an interesting breaking tidbit of tech news, and as usual, per most of TechCrunch's big name news, it's written by Michael Arrington, and it's just kind of funny the way that he frames it. He's like, "Oh, Digg has poached Kevin Desai," as if this guy was like roaming around in the savannah, and Kevin Rose was in his geek camouflage, and just boom, just scooped him up. So that's essentially what happened. But it's biz, and it's a pretty big maneuver for Digg, gotta say.
I'd love to get some key camouflage. That's good stuff. Pat, what do you think? Is this going to help Digg?
I really don't know that it'll have any major impact at all. I mean, it'll be big for on the inside, but as far as what it'll do for Digg, will it get more people? Will it get more of a fan base? Will it help diversify the user? I don't think it'll do any of that. I think it'll help with the inside part of Digg than it will anything else. The more the operating, more of the how do they get better at what they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like the point, because he's going to be taking some of the responsibilities off of Kevin Rose and Jay Adelson, and he's going to be taking the lead on redesigning an entirely different look for Digg. So I think it's a major change, really.
I think
among many.
I think one of the most specific ways that this specific personnel addition to Digg staff is going to somehow shape up in the near future is, Digg's basically, on the whole, going to be redesigning their interface and the user experience, and they're going to try to launch into a new era which revolves around more real-time news, real-time events, and also Digg has made it pretty clear that the new Digg is going to work on a more first-hand basis directly with publishers, working with them on ways that they can help develop systems they basically make revenues for both the publishers and Digg. And I think this is one of the guys who can really help them figure out exactly how they can do that from a top-to-bottom perspective. Not just with the new system, but in terms of directly dealing with publishers themselves and integrating them into Digg's interface.
Nice. If they do need to integrate them from a technology perspective, then they should probably go to hothardware.com. Hot Hardware is our sponsor of the Social Blade Show, has been for a long time, and I've said some good things, I've said some funny things, we talk about them every week, but I want to get a little bit serious this time. I can't help it. I can't do serious very well. Hothardware.com, if you're looking for the reviews, if you're looking for anything that has to do with hardware, Hot Hardware is the place to go. It's also associated with Digg in a way because from a perspective of submitting stories to Digg, there are some incredible writers, and Hot Hardware has been very successful in social media as far as being able to hit the front page. So whether you need it for technology or you just need an extra front page, hothardware.com is the place to go. With that said, I'm going to stop whining because a lot of people are whining, but they're not just whining offline, they're whining online. Talk to me, Pat.
Yeah. Actually, it's Aaron.
Talk to me, Aaron.
But I'll do that.
Talk to me, Aaron. Pat.
Somebody called a Whambulance. Can you hear me okay?
No, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, good. I didn't want to be muted again.
I can't hear you, Aaron. No,
like Urgo was saying, he's been working all week. He's been really annoyed about it and wishing he had more time off. A lot of people seem to be whining online these days, and there's no joke about it. According to a new study that has been conducted by eMarketer, with the results displaying that more people complain online, obviously, than offline, this may come with no shock value to anyone who is a part of a social networking site. Citing finds from Urlesque worldwide states that 43% of those in the U.S. alone that are online will complain, and it seems as though the domination is through women. OMG. It shares that women will most likely lose their inhibition and do or say things that perhaps they would not do in real life encounters, and the age range is quite large, from ages 25 to 54. Okay, guys, you can give each other a virtual high five. Apparently, this has to do with the phrase cyber inhibition, coined by Daniel Goleman, an expert in the field of emotional intelligence. Goleman, according to Wikia, claims that internet-based communications actually undermine the quality of human interactions by enabling more negative styles of communications, or more accurately, by preventing the neural checks to such behavior. But according to the studies, it has both positive and negative outcomes, apparently helping men with 55% to meet new people or feel more empowered to do things they have always wanted to do, with, again, men dominating this fact at 34%. And according to eMarketers, men are more willing to lash out online. Not much shock there. A whopping 49% of people would rather communicate online since it is more convenient, and from a social perspective, 58% of those who took this study say they disagree with the notion that online socializing is for sad, antisocial types. Kind of complaining right there. Which will probably have more emos complaining online more so now than ever. As much as these studies are needed, this one in particular was pretty obvious, especially if you actually read your streams or news feeds. But ask a person in real life how they are, and they'll say, I'm fine, unless you're Pat. But for most people online, they will begin to tell you how much they hate the weather, spam, their significant other, the world in general, other complainers, and will invite you to play normal. So what has happened to us with this study in tow? Have we lost our internet etiquette? What do you guys think?
How are you feeling, Pat?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
I don't know. I just want to know how you were feeling, but...
I'm feeling fine.
He wanted you to complain, Pat. Come on, get the joke.
You missed the...
I never... Why would you think that I complain? Where do y'all get that from? I'm like one of the most easiest guys going.
Damn it.
It's true.
Well,
I'm sick of you guys thinking that I'm not easygoing.
All the way I'm feeling.
no, I definitely
You know
agree,
what?
though.
You know what bothers me about the internet? They took "poop my Pat says" off Twitter. Can you believe that?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
For the 7th
Retracted.
You just haven't said anything on it. You got to say funny thing so we can put it up on there.
It's not my account. It's not my account. I don't have it.
Now, what
I
you
gotta
need to
say
do is
something.
talk to Jason more.
So it's not
And
Yes.
because you're funny as hell, so we don't have to worry about funniness.
He's working. Let the man work.
let him work.
He's got a big TV to pay for, so let's let him work, do his work, do his thing. If they didn't get rid of "poop my Pat says," I'm good. I'm good with everything. I just can't complain.
No, though talking about the story itself, I totally agree that people complain more than online than offline. It just gives them a broader audience. You can get your message out, especially over Twitter, to a mass audience, and other people will agree with you, feel your pain, and give you support. Complaining offline, you're doing it one-on-one or into a small group of people. So I totally see where they're coming from. I've definitely linked over Twitter itself. The converse, I think, is true too. That people might celebrate more. When something good happens, they'll talk about it on Twitter as well. I did the same today when yesterday when I found out my TV was going to be delivered tomorrow, for example. That's my
Your
take.
big screen TV that you just purchased after working so hard. You've earned it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you going to get a
Well, let me
cappuccino
ask you
machine?
this: on the internet, do people? Your feelings. Is it sort of like, I don't know, people complain more on the internet, similar because it's like people I'm more open and free to talk about my masturbation habits on the internet than I would when I'm like out at dinner or something. I mean, is it kind of like the same thing?
At this point,
uninhibited, and you can go ahead and,
I actually
say
just
what's on your mind and speak.
I just ate dinner, Pat. So don't talk about it.
Here's my logic in the whole people complaining online thing. Think about it from the perspective. It's easier to do shopping online. It's easier to, do some brainstorming, collaborative work online. It's easier to complain about shit online, Like, when it comes down to it, if I've got a problem with the business, an establishment, if they have some sort of email or Twitter account that I can, say bad things to, then hey, that's a hell of a lot easier than driving to a store, a physical location, and complaining in someone's face, I think it comes down to convenience.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the definition, cyber inhibition. Women more so than men seem to be able to just let it go and say and do what they want. But
totally agree.
No, what did you just say?
Agree.
That's according to the study, that women are more willing to do things that they wouldn't normally do in real life online.
I mean, that makes perfect sense. It makes
Not the
perfect
two
sense.
I married.
Pat, you just grew up in the wrong generation, bro.
Golly.
Well, I don't agree with you, Aaron, and I'm going to let you know online how I feel. Because that's just totally wrong.
Yeah, it's complaining to me online about how you feel about it.
It sucks.
Tell us what you feel about the Fiesta movement.
I'm so mad. I'm so emo now. But the Fiesta movement was a very happy time. It was good things, good timing with the Fiesta. For those who don't know what the Fiesta movement is, it was Ford's attempt at social media marketing that many feared would be a disaster, and for the most part, it was the exact opposite. It was tremendous. They took 100 Ford Fiestas, 2011 Ford Fiestas, and they gave them to people. They said, here, drive this. We're going to tell you where to go as far as doing tasks, and what they called their agents were supposed to go around and do these tasks for them, and in exchange, they got to drive a car for 6 months free. That's the car right there, and I got to see them, and that green there is probably the most the most toned down color that they have. I mean, these things were yellow, orange, pink. They had dots on them. They were just loud as can be. But you know what? It worked though. It worked.
I don't know. That color kind of looks like a booger to me.
It does.
I don't know if I want to drive in that.
I think that's pretty much what the color is called. But after all is said and done, if you see it driving down the road, you're going to look at it and you're going to say, man, that car would look a lot better if it didn't look like a booger. And that was the hope, and it did work because they had 80,000 hands raised. To put that into perspective, and by hand raising means that 80,000 people requested information, asked for updates, said I'm interested in buying a Fiesta at some time in the future. Let me know when it's available. So it culminated this weekend, or actually not this weekend. It was just a couple days ago in LA. I had the pleasure of going to the Fiesta movement party and got to hang out with some really cool people. There's a picture of me, and it was good
JD
stuff.
pimping it,
Yes. There's Justine was there. We got to talk to her. Scott Monty from Ford, the social media person from Ford, was there, and snafu. It was good stuff. Okay, this is right before the auto show, so there was a lot of people in town. But at the end of the day,
are you getting a Fiesta?
I am not, but I would. If they'd give it to me, I really would. And they might give it to me because, going back to what we said originally, there's going to be a part 2. It was so successful, they're going to have basically another round of Fiesta movements. Not to be confused with bowel movements. The Fiesta movement is something that is social media related. People were blogging, tweeting, Facebooking, and basically I'm hoping that my power and tremendous skills in social media will be enough to get me in there, but I think you have to send a photo as well. So I'm just gonna.
What do you have to do to get in? And like, just what do you have to do?
I don't think you have to do anything. You just apply. You go to fiestamovement.com. You tell them all about you, and you have to be really hip, cool, and young.
Oh, so I'm unqualified. Dag nabbit.
It leaves me out.
So it's only Urgo and Aaron have a chance to make it, I guess. But I don't. And
I tried the booger car.
Yeah,
I would totally do it.
You
saying.
would, except I don't think they have Fiesta Canada yet.
Probably not.
But you could lie.
We don't have cars.
You could use. Can they get snow tires on a car that size?
I don't think so. Actually, I did get to talk to one of the guys who was who really loved it, and he lives in Denver, and he said that the thing when you get up into the really high parts, that because of the lack of oxygen, the thing only has literally 56 horsepower, so it's chugging along, and it has an opportunity to die because they were all stick shifts that were given out, but still. Just the overall power, when you think about it like this, there were bailouts for everybody, for so many manufacturers. There were recently Ford had posted tremendous profit numbers, and it's no coincidence that they're spending more money than anybody online. 1/4 of their entire budget is being spent in online marketing. Scott Monty over at Ford has done just a fantastic job of integrating social media, and they didn't need a bailout, and they're doing very well. I wonder if there's a correlation there. I just wonder. That's all I do. I wonder.
Urgolies.
Urgolies!
Let's go back to the pictures. There's one. There's another. I should win an award for that. You know what? I think I'm going to try to win an award. I'm going to try to win an Urgolies award. We're here to officially announce that the 7th annual Urgolies Awards are now up and live for voting. You get to win a trophy. The trophies look like this. They actually have a live Urgo. Okay, Urgo is going to be available for live viewing right there. That's what they'll look like. And you can be nominated for many different categories. There's meme of the year, viral video of the year, best remix of the year, all kinds of stuff. We also have new categories coming soon, including Blogger's Choice, Site of the Year, Lifetime Achievement Awards. All of these are going to be coming, and they'll be available here very soon. So that's the Urgolies Awards. If you want to participate, if you want to be a part of it, just contact Urgo and nominate yourself. So, and this
hey guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
Hello.
Oh no.
Hey guys, this is Alex Moaba calling in from Urlesque.com.
From Urlesque. What is Urlesque? What does that have to do with the Urgolies?
Nothing, man. You guys put a really nice award and award feature together.
That's awesome. We got our own theme song. You want to hear it?
Urgolies,
yeah.
Urgolies, Urgolies. Urgolies, Urgolies, Urgolies.
Sounds like you, Alex.
Whoever you guys tricked into doing that has a great voice. I'll say that much.
Indeed.
No, in reality, there is
I want to
no-
win one of those Pez dispensers, that's for sure.
Those are
That's
awesome.
my next goal for this year.
In reality, there is no Urgolies
Hey,
award.
how you doing, Alex?
There is
Hey
an
guys,
Urgo.
what's going on?
Not a whole lot. I appreciate you coming in and joining the show tonight. Just before we get started, I mean, you came into you're coming in. Why don't you tell us your job description over at Urlesque?
Yeah, I'm a blogger, and I also am a social media editor at Urlesque, and I've been there since we launched, which was 2 years ago, and it's been a cool ride. We're growing. It's things are going well.
All right. Now I've heard the term, and we've interviewed other people that have gone by the phrase social media editor. What exactly is your job as social media editor? Do you get on the website and play with Reddit and all that other stuff all day, or what do you do exactly as a social media editor?
It really starts with our content and sitting around in editorial meetings and talking about stories that we're going to cover, and just brainstorming original angles on news stories that are breaking, and trying to produce high-quality content that people will want to read, and that'll be worth people's time to read, and stuff that'll do well in the crazy content marketplace that is the blogosphere.
Okay, I tell you what, a little bit later in the show, before we sign off, you and I are going to have one of those type meetings. How's that sound to you?
Sounds good, Pat.
Just kind of off the hook. We'll find something topical to discuss, and we'll go from there. We'll see how that turns out.
Ooh, I got a topic.
Urgolies, Urgolies, Urgolies.
Wait, Alex asked how many times he would hear that tonight. How many times have we been keeping track?
That's 5.
Whenever you guys want to play me off, just make that like my personal keyboard cat, and I'll shut up.
Oh, keyboard cat.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pat.
Well, here's something from the room. Thank you, Amy. Alex, most of Patrick's meetings involve Coors Light and masturbation. How funny you would say that. Alex, you already knew that, didn't you?
Oh, I'm well aware. After our, we had a little pre-show chat last night. You know, I've already alerted the authorities.
Then the one tonight, yeah. I had one today with them, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Tell us about the people that you work with over there at Urlesque. I mean, so you have, I guess these meetings that you have are daily. Do you get along with these people, or are they jerks, or are they like self-centered, or you to work with, and so on and so forth?
Yeah, man, we've got a great team. Our blog's probably a full-time or a core staff of like 5 people, and Kelly Reeves and Stephen Lenz are sort of the main managing editors, the people who hired me back when I was just kind of a bum college student who had a few freelance clips to his name, and so they really brought me in, gave me a place to do some creative work, and they taught me a ton about how the blogosphere works and how social media works, and we've just been embarking on just a cool project together of trying to build an audience and trying to just do something cool and original.
All right. Okay. Very good. Before we get into that actual the part of it on social media, I mean, you touched about when you got hired. What were you doing before you got hired, and what were you planning on doing? Now, obviously, you say you're a college student. What were you planning to do with your degree?
You know, I got a degree in history. I went to a liberal arts school, so basically I had no effing clue what I was going to do with my life. I went traveling to Europe for a few months, and kind of ended up back home in New Jersey. I picked up my first blogging gig, which was as an unpaid blogger for a Buffalo Bills blog called The Buffalo Down. And I was just working at a restaurant trying to put some money together, and I'd come home in the afternoons and work on my Bills blog, and was just kind of pursuing sports writing because I had a thought that maybe I wanted to try it out, and I've just sort of kept going down that road, developed an interest in politics and news, and then also in web culture, and it's been, so that's kind of the story of what I was doing, just kind of being a bum in New Jersey, listlessly.
All right, well, you brought something else up that piqued my imagination here, or curiosity. You say you traveled Europe for a couple of months. What'd you do? What was that all about? Is that something that college students do? Because I went to the University of Prince George's Community College, and I had no desire to grab a passport and leave the country. What exactly were you planning? What were you doing when you were trying to go over to Europe? What were you looking for?
I was definitely looking for something.
Were you looking to get laid, or were you looking for a place to smoke pot? What was your deal going leaving the United States and going to Europe?
Was just looking for adventure. Was looking to have a good time. Went with 3 friends, took backpacks, and did like a whirlwind 2-month tour, staying in hostels and seeing stuff, and having a great many varied experiences, Pat. None of which included having sex with women or smoking marijuana. Thank you very much.
What about non-women?
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Now would be a good time to play the Urgolies song.
Urgolies.
Come on, man, you got to be on that.
Oh, it was. No, I wasn't.
Urgolies.
Much better. Can I ask a question, Pat?
We dropped him from the call. You got to call him back real quick.
Oh, excellent. Then I take that as yes.
Victor.
Tell us a little bit about, as far as Urlesque itself. What is it? What's the idea behind it? What it says. Exposing bits of the web is the catchphrase or the tagline. What do you guys do there?
What we do on Urlesque is try to bring people like the weirdest, interesting little things, pieces of what's going on the internet, whether that's a viral video going around, if it's a remix, if if we spot any kind of trend in the blogosphere or any story we're interested in.
Sorry about that, gang.
Yeah, man. What's up, Pat?
All right. Yeah, you were saying that, and again, let me apologize for that. I don't know what happened there, but and I can't seem to get my mouse working. But there we go. Where I left off, you were saying that you and 3 of your friends went backpacking in Europe, and I guess where I wanted to leave off with that is.
Though the conversation did go in a bit of a different direction after you checked out.
All right, well, I'm going to check back in and just say that I'm thankful that y'all didn't travel too close to the Iranian-Iraqi border. Nice work there. Let's go. When we talk about social media, and I'm not broadcasting, I know that, but when we talk about social media, what sites do you generally use? What's your target audience when you go in social media?
Urlesque gets a lot of traffic from Facebook, from StumbleUpon, from Digg. We have a really active Twitter account, and those are our sort of 4 or 5 main communities that we kind of are active in, and we've seen our stories get some good pickup in.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And looking through socialblade.com, the actual site, I see that y'all had your share of populars on Digg, and then I've seen you in other places as well doing very well, and I know people are submitting you to Stumble Upon because some of the stumblers are asking me to stumble and review, which of course I do. Very good content. I enjoy it. I mean, as a whole, is Urlesque really accomplishing what they want through social media? I mean, it seems to me, from our end looking in, it's a success. But are you actually, are you getting the, I guess, is it working for y'all? Are you getting the results that y'all are looking for through social media?
For sure. I guess our goals are to sort of, attract and grow an audience and get people to read our content, because in the first, early goings, maybe the first year, you sometimes you just get the sense that we were just putting stuff out into the ether. And I guess how we see social media is a good place to talk to people where they surf the web, and to be involved in the places where people are hanging out. And, that's kind of our goal. And in the past 3 months, we've actually seen some nice growth in our traffic numbers, in the amount of content that we have. We've brought in a lot of new freelance writers. So things are going well for us.
You should have
good.
You should have Erin write for you. She's an excellent freelance writer.
That would be awesome.
You're welcome. And on that note,
Urgolies, Urgolies, Urgolies.
I'm sorry. Continue, Patrick.
Not a problem. Yeah, I think I'm broadcasting now. Yeah, I am. There you go. You got me. Before we get going here, let's do a little bit of brainstorming. And then let's find something topical and let's discuss it. All right. You ready for this? All right. What's the most topical thing right now? And let's go to Digg, and it would be with over 10 populars in the last week and over, I want to say, 1,673 submissions in the last 7 days and counting. It would be the Tiger Woods story. Now, what's your take on it? And I'll tell you, I'll start it right here. I think it all started a week ago tonight when Tiger Woods asked his wife for another piece of white meat. What's your take?
I think, like everyone else who's been breathing the past week, I'm somewhat exhausted with it because it's just been full-on 24/7 news cycle and blogosphere saturation, which I think speaks to the way information flows through, our culture and society these days. But, there's been some good stuff to come out of it as far as the web is concerned, I have to say. Did you guys hear the voicemail slow jam remix?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
How long is
So as far as I was concerned, that kind of made it all worth it from my perspective.
I've got that here. Do you want me to play it, Patrick?
Let's play it. Let's play it.
Yeah, go ahead. Play it.
Hold on, let me go. Let's do this in full screen. Let's get the full effect. And hope that this will work.
Random search on Digg. I found this. I know I'm not supposed to be dropping Digg links in the room, but you gotta love the title. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Woods.
Nice.
Hey, you know Tiger's wife, Ellen? Is that her name, Ellen?
Yeah.
Am I saying that wrong?
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure, but it's
all right. Well, she's a little upset because she thought she was marrying a tiger. She ended up marrying a.
Oh. Marrying a what? I missed it. Darn it.
He deserves an Urgolies.
Urgolies, Urgolies, Urgolies.
I actually got to give credit to my office manager, Jamie. She told me that.
Can I just say something real quick?
Sure.
Maybe it's because I'm a female, but what you're wearing tonight goes really well with the Urlesque website. you match, you coordinate. It's beautiful. I've been noticing that. I've been keeping it in all this time. I just had to let it out.
Who are you talking about?
Are you talking to me?
Pat. No,
Oh.
Pat. You see what Pat's wearing, and you bring up the Urlesque website. It matches like beautifully. But anyways.
Hold on, let me bring up the Urlesque. I've got the Urlesque website up, but we're
It's
loading
orange.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, our website's bright orange.
Patrick knew that, and that's why he wore what he wore tonight. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Hold on. Here we go.
Okay,
Ready?
So video
Yeah.
time.
I wanted to look like a Pez dispenser.
Hold on, wait. Let me.
Did it work?
I need to enlarge it a little bit, guys, because I want this to be absolutely perfect. Let's try this, like so, and let's move it out. And Jason loves it when I narrate my activities.
You know, I had a John F. Kennedy Pez dispenser, but all the candy kept falling out of the back of the head.
Oh, too soon.
It's too soon already, really?
Full story, bro.
Urgolies, Urgolies, Urgolies.
Hey, it's Tiger. I need you to do me a huge favor. Please, you gotta do this for me. Can you take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and made me call. Take your name off your phone. You gotta do this for me. Just to have it as a number.
Your whole body's moving and your senses are more heightened. Everything seems to flow better. Again and again and again. I enjoy that. It's a great feeling. I'm addicted.
Can you take your name off your phone? My wife went through my phone and made me call. Take your name off your phone. You gotta do this for me. Just to have it as a number. Take your name off your phone. My wife went through my phone and made me call. Take your name off your phone. You gotta do this for me. Just to have it as a number. Hey, it's
That was a
Urgolies,
really great
Urgolies,
cell
Urgolies.
phone ringer.
That's good stuff.
That's
Wow. Very, very touching. Really pulls at the heartstrings there.
So, I mean, that video, it kind of is right in the Urlesque wheelhouse in terms of what we do. It's basically, we live in the soft underbelly between what's going on in the news and media and how the internet interacts with that. And,
So basically, what you're saying is you guys work in like, okay, so here's the New York Post. It's like all the way at the top, and then at the bottom there's 4chan, and then there's everything else in the middle, right? Right. That's a good way to explain it.
I like it. Pat, what do you think
That's
about? Tell me about
that's,
Tiger.
I mean, that's an interesting continuum. I would say they're like
if
back alley. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, Alex, if you were Tiger Woods, what would you do? I mean, if you're in this situation and you're Tiger Woods, was there something you would have done to prevent this from happening? Is there something that you would do to fix it at this point?
Once
Would you
I
come
had
clean to? Yeah.
10 plus affairs, or before that point?
No, before that. At any given point.
Well,
before your face looked like this.
I hope I would have done some things differently, but you know, I'm no morality police. I'm not going to tell anybody how to live their life. So, you know, what can you say?
Well, I was at work and I was talking with the guy I work with, and he mentioned that all that money, you know, I mean, let's face it. Okay, he had an affair and he was wrong as hell for doing it. I don't have proof, but you know, it sure looks like it. He was wrong as hell, and he deserves what he's getting right now. Ron came up with the perfect plan. He basically said, you know what, he's got the money. If he's going to have an affair, say, look, if you really want me, let's put if you go and tell somebody you owe me $10 million, and that'll be like an actual prenup agreement to have an actual affair. What do you think of that idea?
I think that would have been smart, because if and when he gets divorced, I saw on Drudge yesterday that, you know, he could be giving up a much bigger chunk than 10 mil.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard today that, I don't know how true all this is, but it was reported on the news that his actual prenup agreement is worth $300 million.
You gotta be shitting me.
Oh, wow.
We wouldn't do that. You're a favorite turd. But anyway,
That's a big number.
Yeah, it is. But they're renegotiating it right now to raise it so that she stays with him for an extended period of time.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Yeah, getting more. I mean, at $300 million, and then she's gonna get child support, I'd imagine. I don't know.
I just like to say something. I gotta say, Tiger, she's got you by the balls. She's got you by the golf balls.
She's got you by the tail.
So basically what you're saying is he either gets to keep her and he has to pay more if he loses her later, or he loses her now and loses $300 million. Is that correct? Good.
Yeah.
Urgolies.
He is our official. I would just like to announce it right now. The 2009 Urgolies Awards. The first award for dope goes to Tiger Woods. Wow.
Yes.
You know, Rupert Murdoch would be totally pissed about this whole Urgolies thing.
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
Oh.
He would demand that it be taken off the internet immediately.
Well, but we're just helping to promote the.
Nobody could read it.
We're helping to promote the Urlies, which is the Urlesque version of the Urgolies. They took it from us since we've been doing it for 7 years now, and but theirs is actually better. And even though voting is out, you guys are going to be announcing the winners, or have you announced the winners already?
Winners will be announced December 8th, which is next week. We had voting was open from our audience for 2 weeks, and we got upwards of 70,000 votes.
Wow.
Which was pretty cool. We got a lot of traffic from it from StumbleUpon, which was really cool. And yeah, this is actually the second year of the Urlies, because we've only existed for 2 years. And last year we didn't have voting, so this was a cool way to interact with our readers and input.
Can you give us any sort of hint on who might be a little ahead of someone else?
Who are the front runners for Meme of the Year?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I think Meme of the Year, and I can't
Keyboard cat.
Can't give anything away. I have no information. Kelly keeps the numbers in a locked safe to her desk.
Oh.
I guess we'll have to check back on December 8th then.
The last update was between Keyboard Cat and Interrupting Kanye.
Oh, so, Keyboard Cat for the win.
Keyboard Cat, come on, Keyboard Cat.
It's got to be Keyboard Cat.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you finish. But Keyboard Cat was one of the best memes of all time.
There you go. So who do we got to punch in the seed bag to get a nomination over there?
That would be me. You gotta
okay. Put on the boxing gloves there, Aaron. Give him a punch in the face.
You didn't mean it, Alex. Really? Can you just roll Urgolies again?
Urgolies.
We'll try out for best viral campaign next year.
Yes. Absolutely. What else you got?
Alex, we're getting ready to wrap up the show, and I can't thank you enough for being a great guest, and appreciate you having us, taking the time to come visit us. Really enjoyed the time spending with you. We learned a lot. It's always fun to have a world traveler on the show, someone that actually has a passport, other than Aaron to go see Urgo and Urgo to go see Aaron. You know, that's pretty good.
Wait, Pat, I don't have a passport anymore, man. It was revoked.
Oh.
You don't?
I'm just kidding.
Okay, do you see how he's matching Urlesque? Isn't that awesome?
I see that now. It's his color. It's like a little stroke of orange. Appreciate that, man.
Not a problem. Not a problem. My pleasure.
Totally.
I have
planned.
shirts for all occasions.
Totally planned.
Alex, it was awesome having you on. You've been a blast. It was great last night, too. It was fun.
Thanks a lot for having me on, guys.
Oh,
No,
for
well,
sure.
Thank you for coming.
It was a good time.
Definitely.
Hey, Alex, you stand by too before we after we sign off. Stick around. Got some more fun for you there, buddy.
Right on.
Before we sign off, I do want to place a subliminal message / Social Blade. I'll place a subliminal message in everyone's mind / Social Blade. I don't know if you heard that or not. If you did, then you're smarter than most. Pat, did you hear that?
What?
Excellent.
Urgolies.
Yes. Twitter.com/socialblade. Facebook.com/socialblade. YouTube.com/socialblade. Now notice how slash and blade kind of have a, there's a social in the middle slash, you slash with a blade and it's social, and and if you're a man, you're going to whine about it online because that's what we do. Join us. We want friends. We want fans. We want subscribers. We want everybody to follow us, not because we're egomaniacs and talk about our big screen TVs that are coming tomorrow, but because we are Social Blade, and we couldn't do this without you. We also couldn't do it without our sponsor, HotHardware.com, with the best reviews, the hottest tech, tested and burned in to our own imaginations. I'd also like to thank the viewers. You, the viewers, are the people that make this worthwhile, because if we were broadcasting to nobody, then nobody would be there to hear us say silly things such as
Urgolies.
Every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Remember, we are Social Blade.